Alright, it's time to start my lockdown lettuce here. And I'm going to do it in this Mars Hydro Grow tent. You all saw the video on this, I did a while back when I received it. And I've been using it all summer long for my 3D printer in the basement here, and it's really worked great for that. It would be nice if they made a smaller one for this, but now it's time to use it for what it's meant to be used for and get the 3D printer out of there. And I'm still going to leave the table in there because I like it at a height so I don't have to bend over for watering and stuff like that. So I just took some old that flake board stuff that I had laying around and cut a couple pieces to fit in there perfectly to hold my containers. And everything's all set up and ready to go. The light, it hangs in there and everything. I'll put a link to the video about it in the end. And there you can see those are my containers I use to hold the cups that I grow my lettuce in. And I did buy another one of these there's a Zigbee smart outlet that I bought to allow my smart things to control this, to turn the light on and off every day, so I don't have to really worry about that. And I'll put a link to that in the description too. And today was kind of a weird day. It was a good day to start lettuce. It snowed and sleeted on and off all day long. And I did finally find some potting mix. This is a Miracle Grow. I found this is the last bag they actually had at Home Depot. I was lucky to grab onto that. I do like the other Miracle Grow with the compost that I got in the spring this year better. It seemed to have better results and stuff, but this was all I could find, so that's what I picked up. And this bag was must have been at the bottom of the pallet, and it was completely compressed and pressed real hard, so I had to go through and just kind of loosen it all up and let some air into it here. So it did take a while for me to get all my cups all filled up here. Now last year I actually tried the hydroponics for growing my lettuce, and I really wasn't that happy with it. Too much of a pain to try to keep water in it when it started getting big, and there just wasn't enough room in the spacing between all the little pots and stuff. It really was not a good solution for growing lettuce, especially anything that gets fairly large. And there you can see I had to just kind of break up the big chunks. It was like one big brick when I first got it. But I did have just enough. I had one little cup there left when I was done. And outside, I'll show you my lettuce is just about done. The weather's been crazy, but my wife noticed some of this little lettuce coming up from seeds that must have been scattered by the wind, so I'm going to try some of that. And all day long today, it was it'd be snowing for a while. We get this lake snow, and then it would, be sleeting and raining, and next thing you know, the sun would be out for 2 minutes, and then it would start snowing again. So it's a good day to start the lettuce. So the first thing I always do when I start my plants is I take I've been using these little plastic markers because I bought 4,000 of them a couple of years ago. And I always like to label things just so I know, what they are and what doesn't germinate, and kind of helps me keep track of everything. So I'll just make a little label for each cup so I can follow it through the season and see how everything does. So once I get the labels all made up, then I'm going to just start putting seeds in each cup. Now, some of these seeds are as old as 2016, I think. So I'm going to put extra seeds in each cup. I'm going to put six or seven seeds in each of these cups here, just in case there's poor germination. Sometimes you'll get, one cup that nothing will start in, and the other cups will have 5 starting in. So you can just move one of the seedlings over if that happens to you. So I'm kind of slow at this. I've got a pair of tweezers, and I just like to poke each one in separately so I kind of have an idea of how many are in there exactly. And it, like I said, it does take a while, but this little green plastic cup that I've got for spread them actually really works nice for picking them out of and stuff. Using the tweezers to pick up the seeds is like eating with chopsticks. But in a short period of time, I've got 3 different lettuces planted in this first bin here, There's 24 cups here. And then I just have to put some water on them to get them started. So I just like to use just plain water in the beginning to get them going. And then once I start watering them in the future, I'll put Miracle-Gro on them. So there's the first one ready to go down in the grow tent. And I did put a little bit of a shrink wrap on it. So now I'm going to go outside and just grab that lettuce to transplant into the next one. And you can see it's kind of buried with sleet right now. I think it's just about the perfect timing to grab it before it all freezes tonight. So there you can see it's all buried in sleet and little ice cubes and stuff. So I just grabbed enough of that to fill up this next bin here. And I'm not sure if it'll survive or what's going to happen to it, but I figured it's it's got a good week start on the other stuff, maybe even a little longer than that. So it should shorten the time up to lettuce this year. So same thing, I got them all transplanted in there, and I'm just going to put a little water on there and then put them down in the grow tent. And then this one bin here, see now I've got plenty of room. I'm going to try a couple, like this first batch I'm putting in is a slow bolt cilantro. We really like cilantro, so I'm going to just try 4 cups of that, and then some bok choy, and then some spinach, and a couple kale, and some basil. So this one I'm just going to kind of mix up and just see how everything, actually does under the grow light down there. Because basically, it's in my dark basement, and it's just going to be relying on the light for, any new growing that it does. So there we go again. That one's got a little bit of a mix up in it, but I watered it, and then I just put some of that shrink wrap over it again just to keep the moisture from evaporating out quickly. And then there's one last one with some more lettuce, and they all went down in the grow tent here. I'm going to open it up and look inside. And I'll, basically have to do an update in a couple of weeks just to show you how everything's going in here and stuff. But, it's really nice and bright and everything, and this light seems to be working good. The only thing is it's extremely hot on top of it. It's just like, you can't even touch it. It's so hot. So you can smell the heat coming off of it. So, I'm not sure if that'll go away over time or what. And then you've got this nice little window I can open up to let some air circulate and stuff if it gets too hot in there also. Now this light and grow tent here are actually made for growing pots, so I'm guessing that's going to do a really good job on the lettuce too, because you can just see how nice and evenly the light is distributed, and it does stay nice and warm in there with the light being down in the cool basement and stuff like that. So time will tell. We'll see how it does, and I'll do an update in a couple of weeks, and put links to the old video about this grow tent. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.